Hi again, everyone. Gary Digital Williams here on Boxing Along the Beltway with a special late edition of the Boxing Along the Beltway post-fight wrap-up show. The Boxing Along the Beltway post-fight wrap-up show is brought to you in part by UndisputedBrand.com. Visit UndisputedBrand.com for the finest in boxing and mixed martial arts apparel. Undisputed Brand, the brand true champions wear. And by Real-Time Pain Relief. From boxers to ballerinas, from shoulder pain to muscle strain and everything between, Boxing Along the Beltway recommends Real-Time Pain Relief, the fast, natural, plant-based, safe, and effective ointment. And you go to freepainoffer.com, buy $10 worth of Real-Time Pain Relief, you get a free $10 tube of Real-Time Pain Relief. Rub it on, the pain is gone in real time. Well, tonight was a difficult night for us, for Juan Marshall and myself, only because we just could not do our broadcast tonight. We apologize for that. I apologize for that. It's a beautiful location. Silver Eagle Group Arena, very nice location. Had a big crowd on hand tonight for the Shabazz Brothers card. But the Wi-Fi and the internet was just horrible. And I tell you, Juan and I tried every way humanly possible to try to get this broadcast on the air tonight. We just could not do it. So we do apologize for that. But we're going to give you a complete rundown of what took place here Saturday night at the Silver Eagle Group Arena. First of all, the main event, Tori Nelson, sure enough, was in rare form tonight. Scored a second-round TKO over Latasha Burton, who was a tough cookie. And at the tail end of the second round, I don't know whether she just got ill or whatever. She ended up vomiting in the in her corner at the end of the second round, and the doctor would not let her come out for the third round. So Tori Nelson scored at the end, stops Latasha Burton at the end of 2 rounds, and she's now 17-0 with 3 draws and 2 KOs to her credit. And there is some huge, and I mean some huge news concerning Tori Nelson that we'll talk about after we go through this card. But it is huge, folks. I'm telling you, it is as big as it can be, as far as she's concerned. So Tori Nelson wins by second round TKO. Again, she pretty much dominated the first round. Latasha Burton, much like when Burton fought Franchon Cruz Luzerne, was throwing wild punches, and Tori was going inside. Nelson was going inside, and just hammered her for 2 rounds before the bout was stopped. So once again, Tori Nelson now 17-0 and 3, 2 KOs. Latasha Burton falls to 4-10. Co-feature. Good performance overall for Alexandru the Spartan Marine out of Bethesda, Maryland, by way of Romania, as he scored an 8-round unanimous decision over pretty tough Juan Medina out of the Dominican Republic. Now, in the first round, Marine was in good shape. He knocked down Medina toward the end of the first round. Medina was pretty much on his bicycle throughout the middle rounds, and again, I think two things Marine may have to work on. I think he's in good shape, and according to his handlers, this bout will put him into the world rankings finally. But I think 2 things that Marine's got to look at going forward. Number one, he's got to establish some body shots. He did a good job hitting to the head of Medina, but body shots were really few and far between, and he's really going to have to work on that going forward. And the second thing, he's got to find some defense. I mean, he's been facing guys early in his career that either don't have a lot of offense, or he's been able to dominate early on. And I think he found a guy in Juan Medina, I should say, who gave him a little bit of offense and hit him a couple times. In fact, there was one stretch in the first round where it looked like an exchange in the neutral corner where we were sitting. It looked like Medina hit Marine, and actually Marine took a knee. His knee dropped, but referee Billy Johnson did not catch that. And then seconds later, that's when Marine knocked Medina down with a good counter right hand. So I think Marine's going to have to really look at getting some defense down as he rises in competition. But he is still a very good prospect, no question about that. He raised his record to 15-0, 10 KOs, and Juan Jesus Rivera falls to 10-2, 9 KOs. Second time that Medina has stepped up, and the second time he has lost his bout by unanimous decision. So great win for Alexander the Spartan Marine. Another solid win for Malik, the Iceman Hawkins out of Baltimore, Maryland. I tell you, Baltimore was in rare form here tonight. They had a bus trip for Malik Hawkins, and I guess some of the other Baltimore boxers as well who won this card. And I guess Malik really put on a really good show against Juan Jesus Rivera out of Aguascalientes, Mexico. Hawkins actually hit Rivera and knocked him down with the very first punch he threw. But from there, it got real tough. It really did. Not tough as far as the scorecard, as stoppage was concerned. He ended up getting a stoppage at the end of the 7th round, but it was an ugly fight the rest of the way. In some cases, it was a dirty fight, especially in the 4th and 5th rounds. Rivera ended up losing a point for hitting Hawkins behind the head. I thought Hawkins might lose a point for holding in that situation. But finally, in the 7th round, Hawkins landed some great punches, and finally, at the end of the 7th round, Rivera's corner, the doctor, they all decided, let's just stop this right now. So Malik Hawkins continues his winning ways. He's 12-0 with 9 KOs. And Juan Jesus Rivera, who's a pretty good customer, he drops now to 28-19 with 18 KOs. So another solid performance for the Iceman. Malik Hawkins now, as I said, 12-0, 9 KOs. Also, a great performance. I got to be honest. I just love watching Tyra Douglas perform. She does an outstanding job in the bouts. And again, I have compared her as the female version of Mark Too Sharp Johnson. They're about the same weight class, and they're very fast, very strong, very quick. And Tyra Douglas scored an 8th round TKO over Crystal Hoy out of Las Vegas, Nevada. Tyra Douglas out of Baltimore by way of Washington, D.C. Now, Douglas scored a 2nd round knockdown, had a beautiful 3-piece combination. And Hoy was tough. Give her a lot of credit. Crystal Hoy was very tough in this contest. She took a lot of punishment, tried to give back some. But again, the speed, the power, the combination that Tyra Douglas has is just too much for most people. And in this case, it was too much for Hoy. She Douglas battered Hoy in the 7th and 8th round, and then midway through the 8th round, just about midway through the 8th round, Michelle Myers, referee, stopped the contest. Hoy didn't think it should have been stopped, but she was just taking a lot of punishment. The stoppage came at 109 of the 8th round. So Tyra Douglas now 13-1 with 6 KOs, and that's the thing. The fact that she's a female boxer and most female boxers don't have a lot of KOs, but Tyra Douglas has scored KOs in almost half her bouts, and that's amazing when you really think about it. And it's almost half her bouts that she scored KOs. In fact, this is her 2nd straight KO coming off the knockout win. She looked beautiful against Ebony Rivera back in June 17th at the Burns Arena in Baltimore. So Tyra Douglas now 13-1, 6 KOs. Crystal Hoy falling to 5-8-4, 2 KOs. That was her first bout since October 2014, and again, she was tough. There's no question about that, but Douglas just too much. Also on the card, Seth Killer B. Billups out of Ashburn, Virginia. He raised his record now to 10-0, 6 KOs. He scored a 6-round unanimous decision win over the always tough Lamont White out of Washington, D.C. And again, Seth Billups just really took his time throughout the bout. He landed great shots. White, as tough as he is, he doesn't have a lot of defense, and he really shows very little offense at times. And he tried to engage with White at Billups at times, but it really wasn't enough overall. And Billups won by 60-54 all across the board. And again, he's now 10-0, 6 KOs. Lamont White now 111 with 1 KO and 1 no contest. But he's never been knocked down in a bout. And again, he's going to get some decent, some good looks and good paydays because of the fact that he's able to extend the more popular and more well-known boxer to the limit. Again, he's not in a situation where he'll beat a lot of guys, but he will definitely extend people the limit going forward. The same cannot be said for James Jones Jr. against Baltimore's Hakeem Gold-Blooded Rahman Jr. And Rahman scored his 3rd straight 3rd-round TKO. The knockout took place at, I believe, 221 of the first round. 221 of the first round. And Rothman now 3-0, 3 KOs. Rothman just dominated Jones. And again, Jones, sometimes tough competitor, but in his last two bouts, both against both boxers, he has not fared well. He lost by fourth round TKO to Sam Crosser back in July 15th at the Sphinx Club in Washington, D.C. And now 221 of the first round. Hasim Rahman Jr. now 3-0, all 3 wins by KO, all 3 wins in the very first round. So that is the card from Shabazz Brothers Production. Good card again from the Silver Eagle Group Arena in Ashburn, Virginia. Now that big and, let me just say, huge news for Tori Nelson. This is phenomenal. We've been saying for a couple years now that Tori Nelson needs to get at least one big fight in her career. Now, of course, she did fight Mia St. John a few years ago, and although it was a big fight as far as name recognition because of the legend that Mia St. John is, it was an easy fight for Tori Nelson. She knocked her out in the second round. It was very, very easy for her. The news tonight, this evening that we came, and this came from ring announcer Disc Mom Jones, but it's a done deal. And you might want to mark Friday, January the 12th on your calendar. Friday, January the 12th. Tori Nelson will go into, without question, the biggest bout of her career. And I think it may be one of the biggest bouts in women's boxing in the last couple of years. Now, Tori Nelson, as we know, as you may know by now, is an 11-time world champion. Now, you want to see a big sight tonight when Tori's family and friends and gym mates brought all the belts that she has to the ring. It was amazing. And again, she is as accomplished as they come. There's no question about that. She's as accomplished as they come. However, this bout that's scheduled for January the 12th, if she wins it, she puts it over the top. It doesn't, it's a no-lose situation for her. But be perfectly honest with you, it'll be interesting to see how her opponent fares in this one. The bout will take place at the Turning Stone Resort and Casino in Verona, New York. And it is, again, Friday, January the 12th. And it'll match Tori Show Enough Nelson against two-time Olympian and current world champion Clarissa T-Rex Shields. That is a done deal, folks, from what we hear. It is a done deal. January the 12th. It'll come to us from the Turning Stone Casino and Resort in Verona, New York. It looks like it'll be an HBO Boxing After Dark. Yes, it will be on television. And again, I take it back. It will either be, let me phrase that. They said HBO, so I guess it will be an HBO show. And that is the day before Errol Spence battles Lamont Peterson for the IBF World Welterweight title at, we think, the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York. So if that's the same week, it'll be the same weekend. Okay? And both those bouts will be on television. Spence and Peterson will be on Showtime. And looks like Shields and Nelson will be on Boxing After Dark on HBO. So that is the next card for Tori Nelson. That's the next bout for Tori Nelson. That is huge. I mean, in all honesty, she could cash out from that one. That could be it. That could be her swan song. And perfectly honest with you, win or lose, that could be her swan song. Because they probably could be, other than possibly fighting Cecilia Brackhouse, there probably is no bigger fight that Tori Nelson could have other than that. So that is absolutely amazing. But that is a done deal. Tori Nelson and Clarissa Shields, Friday, January the 12th from the Turning Stone Casino in Verona, New York. That should be fantastic. So we'll see what happens there. We'll tell you more about that as we get closer to that. Now, our next scheduled boxing card will be on Saturday, November 18th from the Merrick Recreation Center in D.C. Jonathan Bad Badger Baxter scheduled to be on that card. Tierra Brown on that card. Quentin Taylor on that card. Jarrell Harris on that card. Now, I will tell you this. I'm hoping that bout will be in the evening, because if it is not, chances are I may miss it, and this is why. Coppin State University basketball starts its season on that same day, Saturday, November 18th. The women's basketball team plays Mount St. Mary's on that day. So I may not make that show unless it is an evening show. If it's an evening show, I will be there. No question about that. Hopefully we'll be broadcasting. Again, we don't know. Sometimes we go in these situations with the Wi-Fi and it's just not there. And the internet situation just isn't there for us. And that's what took place tonight. But again, a big win for Tori Nelson again, and it leads to a bigger bout down the road and wins for the whole A-side one, of course, with Alexander Marine, Malik Hawkins, Tyreshire Douglas, Seth Phillips, and Hasim Rahman. We are also hearing that Eric Govan lost his bout at the in Homestead, Pennsylvania tonight. He lost a unanimous decision there. Keyshawn Williams was scheduled to be on the card at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York. That was the card featuring Deontay Wilder's crushing of Bermani Stavern. It doesn't look like though he fought on that card. He didn't. There was no weigh-in information for his bout, and it doesn't look like the bout took place tonight. So that bout is now off. So our next bout for beltweight boxers, got a lot of things going on there. Of course, the big one for us will be the bout featuring Mike Yes Indeed Reed as he takes on Jose Carlos Ramirez. For the WBC Continental America Super Lightweight title that Ramirez has. And that's going to be on ESPN on Saturday, November 11th from the Save Mart Arena in Fresno, California. So that's the big thing as far as beltweight boxing is concerned coming up this coming week. Also scheduled Antoine Douglas, actually, who's watching his sister. He's scheduled to be on a card at the Atrium Arena in Stone Mountain, Georgia on that same day, Saturday, November 11th. So that's on that card, and I believe there's another beltweight boxer scheduled to be on the card elsewhere in the country. No, it doesn't look like. I take it back. I was told that Ashton Sykes was scheduled to be on the card, but it doesn't look like he was on that card. So we'll see what happens. But we'll have a full update and full preview of the Reed and Ramirez card, hopefully sometime this week. We had a busy week this past week, so we didn't get a beltweight boxing news and notes in. But again, Mike Reed, in his biggest bout, and I think in his pro career going forward, he takes on Jose Carlos Ramirez, and that's going to be on Saturday, May 11th from the Save Mart Arena in Fresno, California. So the big night on hand tonight with some big wins for a lot of our beltweight boxers, and we move on to bigger. Also, another thing about the card tonight. Number one, the Tanil Goico Ronald Ellis fight was canceled at the last minute. Apparently, Goico did not make the weight, and Ellis did not want to go on the bout. Travis Reeves' bout also was canceled tonight as well. So again, 6-bout card. And the locals all won in grand fashion. So that would do it here for a late edition of the Beltway Boxing on Beltway post-fight wrap-up show. Once again, brought to you by UndisputedBrand.com. Visit UndisputedBrand.com for the finest in boxing and mixed martial arts apparel. Undisputed Brand, the brand true champions wear. And by Real-Time Pain Relief. You go to freepainoffer.com, buy $10 worth of Real-Time Pain Relief. You get a free $10 tube of Real-Time Pain Relief. Rub it on, the pain is gone in real time. I'm Gary Digital Williams. Thanks for joining me, everybody. And always remember to keep supporting the best boxing in the world. The boxing along the Beltway. Thanks for listening. Take care.